Hello everyone, this is Global Fashion Workshop. I remind you that we post new videos every day. Today we continue working with the dress with the waist seam. I've already shown you how to make a pattern for it and how to cut the details. Today I'm going to show you how to cut the facing and the lining for the bodice. First, I need to trace the center front to the other side. I'll make a spacing seam on it, off the camera. I've pinned the center front, so I can draw it on the other side now. It's a must to know where the center front is in the garment when sewing it. I need to trace a dot top to the other side as well. You can shift it down by 1 cm if you want to. The smaller your bust is, the more opportunities to alter the pattern you have. The bigger your bust is, the more your garment should correspond to your basic pattern. This is a rule. Well done. I can move the bodice aside and get back to working with the pattern. I need to make a pattern for the facing and the lining. The facing will run from the shoulder, along the center front, and the bottom up to this edge. The bottom should also be edged with the facing. I'll draw it now. Do not make too wide overcasts. I suggest making it 7 cm wide. Or even tighter. The facing should be just 3 or 4 cm wide on the shoulder. You can see that I'm drawing the details by side. Draw a beautiful round line at the bottom. I'll shade the facing. The other part of the pattern is the lining. I'll cut the pattern, and then I'll move on to cutting the facing and the lining. Have a look at these details. I need to add 1 cm to both of the edges. I recommend you writing it down in the patterns in order not to forget doing it. I'll add 1 cm to both of the edges. When the details are stitched together, they should be even to the bodice. The patterns for the facing and the lining are ready. First, I'm going to cut the facing. The seam allowance is the same as in the main details. Do not forget to add 1 cm to this edge. It's written in the pattern. The facing is ready. Pay special attention to the seam allowance. It's the same as in the bodice. I've added 1 cm to this edge. I'll use this pink cotton for cutting the lining. It's very important to show you how to stitch these details together and line them. It's pretty complicated. That's why I've decided to show you everything in detail. Be very attentive. Do not forget to add 1 cm to this edge. I'll mark the dye top with the marker pen, and you'd better mark it with a piece of chalk. The lining for the bodice is ready. Next, I need to cut the lining for the skirt. The lining should be even to the main details. Do not forget about the lengthwise grain. You should remember that the lengthwise grain in the lining and the main fabric have to match. It's a must. Of course, in some cases, we can ignore this rule. For example, when making garments with the draping. But generally, you should follow this rule. When making a dress on a bias, cut the lining on the bias as well. It's a mistake to cut a lining on the lengthwise grain for a dress cut on a bias. Do not forget to make tiny notches to mark the dart legs. I also need to make a cut in the main fabric. Do not cut the lining. Next, I'll show you how to tag some of the details. I'd like to prepare them for the next video. There's still a lot of work ahead. I'm taking the center front. I'll take it in the lining as well. I've tagged the center front in the main fabric, and next I'll tag the center front in the lining. This is the lining. I'll also join the face into the lining. The back of the dress is simple. There will be a seam on the center back and a zipper. You can actually sew a zipper in the side seam to make a one-piece collar. The skirt is ready for the next video. Let's have a look at the facing and the lining. I need to join them as well. First, I need to join the notches on the waistline. This is a must. Imagine that the facing is doubled with the interfacing material. I'm not going to do it because I'm making a mock-up. Be very attentive when taking the details, do not stretch the fabric. Have a look at the result. I've tacked the facing and the lining in the bodice together. I've also tacked the center front, both in the lining and the main fabric in the skirt. There is a cut in the main fabric, and there is no in the lining. The lower details are ready. The upper details are also ready. In the next video, I'll show you how to tack these details together. Please be patient. The design is very complicated. This is why it takes so much time to make even a mock-up. Anyway, don't be afraid of experiments. Practice makes perfect. Be different and beautiful. My name is Irina Paukshte. Buy my courses, subscribe to my channel, write comments, share the videos, press the like and the bell buttons. I would really appreciate your support. Thank you, goodbye.